Hi, Dan Iliff here. I'm the General Manager at Blackwater Mine. As you may be aware, the company and your bargaining representatives from the Mining and Energy Union, the Manufacturing Workers Union and the Electrical Trades Union have concluded negotiations on a new enterprise agreement. We will now put the proposed agreement to you for ballot. We recognise it has taken some time to get to this point. With the involvement of the Fair Work Commission and goodwill of all bargaining parties, we are now in a place to recommend the proposed agreement to you. Changes of this magnitude are typically generational and only happen every 10 years. It's a compliment to the unions and the company's bargaining teams and to you that we have achieved this with minimal disruption and animosity. We are confident this agreement will make our mines safer, more productive and sustainable, while giving our employees new benefits and increased pay and superannuation increases. We must now go through some of the processes to get your approval to the proposed agreement and put it to the Fair Work Commission for approval. All going well, we can get this done to get you the pay increases in early 2023. Of course, there will be more work in the new year to get other new arrangements in place. For now, we ask you to now consider the following explanation of the terms of the proposed agreement and what the changes from the current agreement mean. We have also provided you with additional documentation to read so that you can make an informed vote in the upcoming ballot. We recommend the agreement for your approval.
The purpose of this presentation is to ensure that all employees understand the terms and effects of the BMA Enterprise Agreement we have negotiated with the unions to put to you for approval. This includes what is in the offer and what has changed from the previous enterprise agreement, and the timing and steps involved in the ballot process. You will have the opportunity to ask questions at the end of the presentation. The highlights of the company's offer include, firstly, a number of procedural changes to allow for legislative and other administrative changes since 2018. I will not cover those now. You can read the details of these changes in the supporting ballot documentation. Secondly, this agreement continues some existing terms and conditions you said were key for you. These include a 3-year agreement, maintaining your guaranteed production bonus of $15,000 per annum, annual leave quotas, and no requirement to work on Christmas Day and Boxing Day, and only on a voluntary basis as per the current arrangements. And finally, there are a range of new conditions that have never been considered by BHP before. The key changes in the new terms and conditions in the company's offer are new minimum resourcing clauses, new job security and redundancy clauses, new career progression and training clauses, and the proposed EA includes a 4% per annum increase to salary and superannuation on commencement and on first and second anniversaries. In addition, if the EA is approved in the ballot, there is a flat lump sum payment of $2,000 and back pay of 1% from May 28, 2022 to December 3, 2022. The full 4% increase to existing agreement rates will apply from December 4, 2022. I will now take you through more details on each of these changes. For further details, please read the ballot packs in the email sent to you by your General Manager, which expand on each change to the agreement. Firstly, what's changed with regards to a new clause on resourcing? The new clause, 30.5, confirms that the company can offer voluntary early retirement packages to employees. The new clause, 30.6, means during the life of this agreement, if an existing employee under this agreement leaves through natural attrition, voluntary early retirement, or termination of employment, they will be replaced with a new employee under this agreement. The replacement employee does not need to be in the same roster or level of the previous employee. However, the replacement employee under this clause will be employed at the same mine and in the same stream as the previous employee. As an example, an employee who leaves and was in the maintenance stream at Saraji mine will be replaced by an employee in the maintenance stream at Saraji. However, they can be on any maintenance roster or crew or level at Saraji. Clause 30.6 does not require the company to replace an employee who leaves through any redundancy under Clause 32.2, any casual, temporary, fixed term or fixed task employee, any trainee, apprentice, or other employee under community and with other development programs under Schedule 1. Clause 30.7 provides that the current resourcing level of direct full-time employees at all mines, including apprentices and trainees, to total 2,130 employees. This includes the MACA commitment of an additional 105 employees. It also sets out the current resourcing levels at each mine, defined as the minimum level for the mine. The commitments under the new clause 30.7 apply where the company decides there is a surplus under clause 32. In those cases, the company will replace any redundant employee to maintain the current resourcing level of 2,130 direct full-time employees at all mines, including apprentices and trainees. This can be at any mine, in any roster or crew, in any level, and in any stream, provided the number of employees at a mine will not fall below the minimum level for that mine. However, clause 30.7 does not apply if a surplus results from any mine or part of a mine placed into care and maintenance, a change of ownership of any mine, technological change, except to the extent that additional roles under this agreement are required as a consequence of the change and employees have the appropriate skills and competencies or could be reasonably trained to perform the work. As an example of how clause 30.7 operates in the event of a technological change exemption, if 8 truck drivers are surplus and 8 mine worker positions with field officer skills are created and 6 employees have the appropriate skills and competencies or could be reasonably trained to perform the work and 2 take redundancies, the company is required to replace the 2 redundant, voluntary or forced, employees with a replacement employee under this agreement. The agreement acknowledges that the company will require time to recruit replacement employees, but the company will not unreasonably delay the recruitment of replacement employees. Amendments to Clause 7 provides that a surplus under Clauses 31 and 32 is the only exception to the company's free and unfettered access to contractors. A new provision in the consultation clause has specific steps that must be taken in consultation over the introduction of autonomous haulage equipment. Now, to what's changed on job security and redundancy clauses in dealing with a surplus. There are different, and in some cases new processes for dealing with a surplus. Surplus is defined in Clause 47. The new Clause 31.5 states there will be no forced redundancies of employees either as a result of any increased or new deployment during the life of this agreement of operation services or any other related entity of the company at the mines, or until labour hire or other contractor employees are removed to address the surplus. But the company is not required to remove labour hire or other contractor employees where the work performed is considered to be specialist work, which is now defined in the EA. There are contractual commitments that prevents this. The labour hire employees are providing coverage for leave or other absences or training coverage. Employees are not readily able to perform the work. However, the company will replace a labour hire or other contractor employees who were providing coverage for leave or other absences or training coverage if an employee elects to be redeployed to that work. In such cases, the employee will be advised that the replacement is temporary and be given the option to seek a voluntary redundancy. The new Clause 31.6 provides if there is a dispute under Clause 37 about whether a surplus of employees has arisen, or a dispute about the company's compliance with Clause 32, the matter can be referred immediately to the Fair Work Commission. Clause 32.2 has a new order in which we will deal with a surplus. Voluntary redundancies are available at steps 3 and 4. Arising from the negotiations, there are also numerous enhancements for career paths, progression, and training. In summary, those are: information will be provided to the relevant employees, and, if requested, their employee representatives, of identified fast-tracking training opportunities for competencies where the company identifies that shortages have occurred or are likely to occur. A new ability to skip the supervisor step of the dispute settlement procedure in specified training disputes, which includes the status quo will be maintained for 28 days for specified training disputes if procedures are followed. A quicker path to the Fair Work Commission for disputes in relation to training if the procedures are followed. A new clause regarding career development and training that makes career paths more certain and allows active participation by employees in their career path and replaces IDPRs. You can discuss your development and training plan with your supervisor on a yearly basis, and you can indicate your interest in moving to another functional work area. Employees' representation on interview panels are maintained. The period for right to return to a previous withdrawn roster or machine taken out of service is now 2 years. So, what does the new career structure look like? For existing employees, nothing changes. We have heard your representatives and included you in the career structure at the top level, Level 4. You are still employed as mine workers. You are still paid as per the roster in your mine schedule, noting we have improved payments for some rosters at some mines. For new employees only, there are 2 streams, production and maintenance, with 4 different levels of mine worker in either stream. And new apprentices and trainees will be employed in accordance with the percentages of the new levels set out in Schedule 1. New mine workers will be appointed to the relevant level in Schedule 9 in their stream based on their skills obtained and nominated by the company. There are other non-salary changes to the proposed agreement, to include the removal of references in the EA to Gregory, Crinum and Norwich Park mines. We no longer own Gregory Crinum, and Norwich Park is now in the Saraji CMSHA notification. New requirements to notify reasons for suspension and progress on investigations and outcomes. Paid union annual general meetings for all sites in the renewed union letter. The company will explore expanding paid or subsidised gym memberships to other local clubs and facilities. An increase in payment for attending cold board medicals on any rostered days off. Site schedules updated to reflect outcomes of local negotiations. Separately, the company has agreed to meet with bargaining representatives 6 months prior to the expiry of the new agreement to talk about arrangements for the next negotiations. The company is delighted to offer a significant overall increase in the remuneration package. In summary, that includes an increase of 4% to annual salaries in the current EA, on commencement and then on the first and second anniversaries, an increase in superannuation contributions by 4% on commencement and then on the first and second anniversaries. All existing employees remain on level 4 of the new career structure at all times during their employment. An increase for all first year non-adult apprentices from 45% to 50% of the maintenance level 4 roster rate. Redundancy pay rate increase from $1,742 per week to $2,000 per week. A new higher responsibilities allowance of $5,200 per annum for employees trained, competent and appointed as a trainer assessor to train and assess any person at a mine directed by the company. Completion bonuses for short-term trainees in community and other development programs. Further detail regarding access to the details of the changes made to the agreement, the effect of the terms of the agreement, and how the agreement compares against the award were provided in the ballot pack in the email from your General Manager. These documents will also be available on request by email to BMA EA 2021@bhp.com and on the BMA EA website. If you have questions about the terms of the agreement, check your voting pack and direct your questions to your supervisor or send an email to BMA EA 2021@bhp.com. It will soon be time to have your say with a vote. BHP Coal Proprietary Limited employees who are covered by the proposed agreement have the opportunity to vote to accept the BMA Enterprise Agreement 2022. As with past votes, we have engaged independent third-party provider, Corp Vote, to conduct the electronic ballot. You can vote via phone and online. To lodge your vote, you will require your employee number and your date of birth. Your employee number can be found on your employee payslip. Voting instructions and access to the following materials are available to you on your email: a copy of the proposed EA, this PowerPoint presentation, a list of external documents referred to in the EA and access arrangements, a list of internal documents referred to in the EA and access arrangements, an explanation of the changes to the EA and their effects, If you have questions about the terms of the agreement, check the ballot notification letter included in the ballot pack sent via your general manager, or direct your questions to your supervisor, or send an email to BMA EA 2021 at bhp.com. As for next steps, voting will open at 6 a.m. Sunday, 18th December 2022, and will close at 12 noon Thursday, 22nd December 2022. Only votes successfully lodged between those dates will be counted. You can only vote once, and all votes are registered anonymously. We will make sure the results of the vote will be available to you shortly after the end of the ballot period. If the BMA Enterprise Agreement 2022 is approved by the employee ballot, we will lodge the Enterprise Agreement with the Fair Work Commission for approval. We will ask DP Asprey to expedite approval so we can commence payment early in 2023. If you approve the ballot, BHP will make the following payments to employees in the first pay period on or after 5 January 2023. The first 4% pay increase to current EA salaries backdated to 4 December 2022. The lump sum 1% allowance adjustment based on current EA salaries for the period 28 May 2022 to 3 December 2022. The $2,000 lump sum payment. Upon commencement of the agreement, 7 days after approval, all other changes will take effect, including superannuation and amendments in the schedules to adjusted salary rates for some rosters, tool allowances, and the trainer assessor's allowance. BHP will apply to the Fair Work Commission for approval of the EA, and BHP will ask DP Asprey for an expedited hearing. In early 2023, after Fair Work Commission approval, we will commence rollout of all the other changes to the agreement, including the new career path arrangements. If you have questions or require further information, please refer to the email from your General Manager, the BMA EA website, or please speak to your supervisor. Thank you for your support.